Good morning. It's 7:37. Coming up, we're going to talk to Lieutenant Steve Houck. Actually, there's some breaking news here this morning as well that we'll get into. And Lieutenant Houck's final days. He is nearing retirement, right? Mm-hmm. And somebody that we've been able to talk to whenever there's been an issue. He's always open and ready to talk to the media and fill us in on what is going on. And to me, that's really important. A lot of times you hit a brick wall when you're trying to get details on an issue. And all that does is increase the phone calls into the newsroom and the radio station. It's, people are curious. And the other thing that happens today, too, that's much different, and I want his take on it, is the change in dealing with the media and dealing in news. What the change with social media, how social media has changed things. Because somebody said something to me the other day, and I said, we're not releasing the name. And they said, that's all right, I'll find out on topics. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, the difference is you don't really know if that's the real answer, but I guess you kind of do. But with social media, it's changed everything, right?
It has.
Okay, so starting on Thursday, Andrew, let's take caller number 5 right now, a chance to win our free money question of the day from the WIBX Law Firm. Starting on Thursday, we're going to give you, and I'll explain on Thursday morning how this is actually going to work. But starting on Thursday, we're going to give you a chance on our free money question of the day to double your money. Caller 5 right now, Andrew, 736-0186. A chance to double your money. So instead of playing for $100, you might be playing for $200. Cha-ching. How do you like that?
Have we checked the register to see if there's $200 in the register?
Mike has been in Florida, so I haven't been able to do that. So I figured
spending the money.
Let's just take it upon ourselves and make this thing work. So cha-ching. It will, but not everyone. You're going to have a chance to double the money, and this is not going to be a double or nothing.
Okay.
This is actually this will be a chance to, instead of winning $100, you could be winning $200. So I'm pretty excited about that. On the line right now to play along here is Jeff French in Ilion. Jeff, good morning. How you doing?
Very good. How about you, Bill?
Good. For $100, you ready to go?
Yes, I am.
Here's your question. By the way, are you a baseball fan?
I like some. I'm more basketball, football.
All right. Well, this is you may be able to pull this one off. This is a baseball question. He was the legendary New York Mets radio announcer, the play-by-play guy for the Mets, and he was calling the games at first when the Mets began in 1962. His name is, ready, go.
I would say Ralph Kiner.
All right, that's a really good guess. But unfortunately, the answer is Bob Murphy. Bob Murphy is the guy that was the legendary and started with the team when they first set up shop. Bob Murphy, who has passed away, by the way. Anyway, we'll give you dinner for 2. Sit tight. Andrew will take care of you, all right?
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Jeff. Dinner over, I believe, at Carmela's.
That was a great guess, though.
Yeah, it was a really good guess.
And I have to tell
but
you,
Ralph Kiner didn't come along until a little later on.
Right, and he was doing
TV, too.
Yeah, he was doing the TV. So Murphy, and this is probably true.
And the ball is going back, way back to the warning track, and it is caught by Tim Tuffle in the infield. How did that happen?
Well, I'll just say this. I think growing up, I mean,
that was Ralph Kiner, by the way.
Legendary, right? That was Kiner.
Yeah.
Just a legendary voice, and to me, like I can't get into. I know Gary Cohen does the TV, but it's just not the same. I know
without Bob Murphy.
It's been a while too that Murphy's been gone.
I know.
It's just not the same.
Bob Murphy was old when he wasn't old, and there was because there was something about that voice that is that legendary voice. And if you listen to the Mets games on the air, like I did and you did, not hearing his, I just can't listen to the radio anymore the way it used to be without a Bob Murphy. And even it was Bob Murphy and Gary Thorne for the 80s when the Mets.
He was great too.
And Gary Thorne does Jersey Devils hockey. He does a lot of stuff like that. But then they came up with Gary Cohen, who his name sounded like Gary Thorne. And also Gary Cohen sounds a little like Gary Thorne.
Yeah, he's got a very nasally
very
delivery.
somewhat similar.
I actually liked Cohen more on the radio than I did when he went over to TV, and I was like,
the only thing I do, though, right, Cohen being on TV, the only thing I do wonder, though, is we've lost those old-timers. They're because no one hires anyone like them anymore. Mm-hmm. They had a unique voice. You wouldn't have thought of them as having that sports voice, but they became the sounds of sports. Vin Scully, another just phenomenal announcer with the Dodgers, or Harry Carey, or these guys. When they hire new guys, they don't hire unique voices. Everything is molded the same way. This is what a sportscaster should sound like, and they all sound the same now. I just think that's what's missing in baseball.
And you mentioned the Dodgers broadcaster there. Why can't I think of his name?
Vin Scully?
Vin Scully, yeah. It just, he's another guy who doesn't have that typical sports delivery. He sounds like he's reading a menu. James Loney playing at first base today.
Yeah.
Mike Piazza behind the plate. He's just a very calm, relaxed, straightforward.
It's artwork.
It is artwork.
Yeah, an art form. Rob says, Bill, you're an old-timer. Well, you might be right. Christine has an update. We'll bring in Lieutenant Steve Houck coming up next. Hold tight. Here's Christine.